I'm not higher than you are. I'm on the same level. So we're doing this together today. And it's just such a pleasure to see you all. And, it's always, always a good time and a good place to be here with each other. And we just say, thank you, Father. And as common, Sweet Spirit, we affirm your divine presence in our lives, and we see ourselves in this moment open and ready to receive the infinite abundance of health, abundance of love, joy, and prosperity that we know is always available to us. We release any thoughts of lack or limitations and affirm that we are worthy of the abundance the universe has for us. And today, for this time we are together, we keep our hearts and minds open to receive the music and the message so that we will be blessed and be a blessing in this world. And so it is. Amen. Namaste. And we'll allow Christine will bless us with an opening song. And while she's treating us in this whole and holy way, we just want to make you aware that one of our missions in this community is to help to feed the poor and hungry. And we know we can't fill all their needs, but in our small way, if it's just a drop in the bucket, we reach out and we have the Pack-a-Sack program, which supports our young kids on the weekends, and it's just such a blessing for them. So if you have $1, $2, any amount, be free and welcome to bring that forward in the basket while Christine sings.
Yeah, feel free to come up and while we've got the energy flowing and the music going, feel free to fill that basket.
That moves like the mighty sea, the peace that brings wars to cease. It's the voice that calls us into being. Can you hear it? It's the joy that makes a songbird sing, the word that every language speaks. It's the name that is above all things, oh, say it. Come on. Love, love is everything. It can hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. the one alone, unafraid to stand. Strangers marching hand in hand. Feels like thunder rolling across the land. It's you and me. Come on. Love, love is everything. It can hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. Love is everything. It's more. It stands beside us. It goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. Yeah, it stands beside us. It goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. Love, love is everything. It can hide, be pushed aside, or be unseen. Love is everything. Love is everything. Let your heart clear your mind till you believe. Love is everything. It goes before us. Love is everything. Let me hear ya. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. It stands beside us. It goes before us. Love is everything. It moves around us. It restores us. Love is everything. Love, love is everything. Good morning. Turn to your neighbors, say good morning. Reach a hand, shake a hand. That beautiful song is by Denise Rosier, just so you'll know. She's just one of my faves.
Yes, and can you feel the love? Without love, we're nothing. All right, I just want to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to everyone here today. Know that you are here by divine appointment. And welcome to Unity of Port Richey. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And know wherever you are on your spiritual journey, this is a place that welcomes you. You don't have to give up anything. Just come, share with us, and we just love you right back. And the spiritual practices allow us each to learn, to grow, and to deepen our connection to God, to spirit, to divine, to the one power. Know we are each a unique expression of the divine. And I see some old faces, but if there's anyone here for the first time today, if you're comfortable, you mind raising your hand? Welcome. Second time. Good. All right. And do you mind sharing your name? Bobby and Donna. Okay. And brother. And welcome. And we have those welcome packages for you. And you'll find a yellow card. You know, we just would encourage you, if you don't mind sharing your name, an email address, and we're not going to harass you. We just want to, put you on our email list so we can share our newsletter with you and just keep you updated on the activities that go on here uplifting, spiritual, and fun. We do have fun here as well. And you can put that in the offertory basket or just give it to one of our members after the service. And thank you so much for being with us, and we do hope to see you again. All right, and we'll now have our vision, mission, and core values. And we can all read those together and just, take it to heart, and we'll raise that up. And our vision, a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission, through prayer, service, education, and outreach, we support transformation and heart-centered living. And our core values, which not just for the community, but our personal core values. We are spirit-led, learning, loving, joy-filled community. And so it is. And for Daily Word today, we have Sarah. Sarah.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's good to see you all. I didn't think I was going to make it today, but I made it. I had a little car trouble. I hit a rock to the disdain of my husband and myself. But nevertheless, this Daily Word today is blessed. And as I was driving here, I'm like, I have to be able to be the prayer chaplain today to read this Daily Word as a reminder. So our Daily Word today is blessed, and I am blessed. So let's read this little phrase together. I am blessed. All things work together for good in my life. I am blessed. So I will read our little centering words here. So if someone asks me how I'm feeling, I may smile and simply respond, I am blessed. I may have bills to pay, maybe a few aches and pains, but I remain aware I am an expression of God. I know wherever I am, whatever I am doing, God can never be further away than my next thought. So while I may not believe challenging events are blessings, I will likely feel blessed when I respond from an awareness of God's guiding, loving presence within me. Rather than reacting anxiously, I proceed calmly with confidence, trusting divine order. Knowing I am blessed, I radiate faith that I pray helps others recognize the blessings in their own life. And the Bible verse for today is from Numbers chapter 6, verse 24 through 26. The Lord bless and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. So thank you all for your help here reading that today. Let me let you know that we have our prayer box here. And so as a prayer chaplain, after service today, I'll be available for you if you'd like anything, any concern or any worry or any gratitude you'd like to be lifted up in prayer. I'm happy to do that with you. We also have our prayer box that our prayer chaplains, we pray over this prayer. If there's little blue and white slips in the backs of the chairs, if you'd like to fill out a prayer request, you can pop it in our little prayer box, and we'll pray with it for 30 days here, and then we send it along to Silent Unity, and they pray with that prayer for another 30 days. And so everything is in total confidence, and we also make prayer chaplain calls. So if you'd like to be on our prayer chaplain list, we have a list out there as well if you want to add your name. So thank you all.
Okay. And keeping in line with blessing, one of our blessings today is someone that needs not much introduction, Karen Knopfsinger, who will be doing our lesson today after a little musical interlude. And Karen is a longtime member of our Unity of Port Richey. She has served on the Board of Trustees in various capacities. She's taken many classes through Unity Spiritual Enrichment Education, and this is a prerequisite to enroll in our ministerial program. So we do look forward to the day when she elevates herself to being a Unity minister. And yay, Karen. And she's currently a high school history teacher and instructor at the Pasco Hernando State College. So Karen will be joining us for our lesson and meditation. And now we hand over to Christine.
Do you want to turn off the lights for a little meditation? It always disappears when you look for it. There we go.
In me, live out in the open, shine from my life like the sun. Give of your goodness, conquer the darkness, Spirit of light and love, Spirit. In me, Spirit, in me, live out in the open, shine from my life like the sun. Give of your goodness, conquer the darkness, Spirit of light and love, Spirit, Spirit, in me. Give through me, speak through me, move through me, love through
And allow your body to relax. With each exhale, feel your muscles soften. Let go of any tension. And just settle into the stillness. Focus on the flow of your breath, allowing it to ground you in this present moment. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God the Good, Omnipotent. Now turn your awareness inward, focusing on that divine presence within you. Know that this presence is the very source of life, love, wisdom, and peace. God is not distant or separate. God is the essence of all that is. Affirm that. Affirm that presence within you right now. And as you settle into this awareness, reflect on the idea that God is the creative power in the universe, expressing through everything and everyone. There is no place that God is not. Everything you see, touch, and experience is an expression of this infinite power. Picture yourself now standing in a vast, open space, a field or a meadow. Feel the warm sun on your face and the breeze on your skin. And as you stand in this space, visualize that the light around you is God's presence. It is golden, peaceful, all-encompassing, filling you with love, wisdom, and strength. Now imagine this light expanding outward, filling the entire universe. See the divine presence in the trees, the sky, the mountains, the rivers. Feel the oneness that connects you to all of creation. Everything is a manifestation of God's presence. And you are an essential part of that divine whole. So as we go and move into the stillness, Sit with this awareness for a few moments. Allow yourself to simply be, knowing the presence of God is within you and all around you. Let that truth sink deeply into your heart in the silence. When you feel ready, slowly bring your awareness back to your breath. Know that you are one with divine presence that is God, connected to all life. Wiggle your fingers, your toes.
I just want you to hear these words while I sing them. You can still close your eyes. You can still remain in that beautiful meditation. It's the living God in me is the living God I see. The living God in me is the living God I see. The living God in me is the living God I see. The living God I see is the living God in me. The living God I see is the living God in me.
Namaste. Anyone else? Yeah.
More than we believe we are.
More than we believe we are. Okay. Yeah. Sharing.
Letting that light shine through you so everyone you come in contact with sees it and understands that this is life.
Okay. Living from that light.
It's how we choose to show up.
How we choose to show up. How we choose to show up.
Reminded me of that verse in the Bible where we don't hide our light underneath.
Mm-hmm.
We bring it.
That's right. That's right. You are the light of the world. You don't put that light under a bushel. Yes, very good. Well, in Richard Rohr's book called The Universal Christ, I encourage anyone to read this. It's quite good. Some parts are challenging, but anyway, I'm going to try to glean out of it what I learned from it. He was a Franciscan priest, and if you know anything about St. Francis himself, he did not believe that there was any separation between matter and energy and spirit. And he felt like, knowing our true identity, one with God, frees us from fear and allows us to let go of our small self to live more fully embodied love. And so Richard Rohr, who is a Franciscan priest, he sees that and he kind of took it one step further. But he says, what we are looking for is what is looking. And that's pretty profound when you think about it, but it's nothing new. I mean, a lot of Eastern traditions speak of that, right? Yeah. You are that. You are what you seek. But it suggests that there's a meaning and a purpose of the divine that is not external, but it is internal. And so the very thing that we seek, whether it's God or truth or self-realization, it is within us. And in fact, it is our conscious awareness of who is doing the searching. This idea, as I said, is in various mystical traditions, emphasizing spiritual truth and enlightenment. But it is not something separate from us. And indeed, I think that many times it is that idea of being separate from that creates a lot of problems in the world, creates problems for us, creates problems for humanity. Forgetting that we are one, that we have that divine spark and that divine essence within us. And St. Francis, going one step further, he had a very deep connection with nature and with God. And he points to looking at within and recognizing our own divine nature. It's an invitation to turn inward for spiritual fulfillment. But St. Francis is one of the first ones that said, I don't know if he was the first one, because I know that the native tradition calls Mother Earth, but Father, Son, brother, wind, sister, water. Okay, so he sees all of creation as part of that divine essence. And so it was Assisi that really saw this recognition of the universal Christ, although it may not have been termed that just yet. But what Rohr does is he further defines that, what is the universal Christ. And so the first thing that we have to do is realize that, yes, Jesus was a person who came forth to live that light, to live out that divine principle, to show us how to live. And that how to live really is that divine essence, that Christ within us. So many times we say the light of Christ within us, but it's not just in us. It's in all of us. And it's in everything. That divine energy and essence is what holds all of creation together. And so it's that awareness of that can really change the way you view things. It really can. And so as I really started looking at this, I realized in many ways, as much as I like to think that I'm a little more spiritually advanced, I know that I've got still a lot of work to do. because I think that many times I fall short of seeing the Christ in everything and everyone and everybody. And I think that we're seeing much of that in our world today that is serving as a wedge in our society and is in many ways tearing the fabric of what true Christianity is and what it should be. So it's a much larger understanding of Jesus. Okay, so Jesus of Nazareth, he may have been a human manifestation of Christ, but the universal Christ is going on and outward. It's that cosmic presence. It's that binding energy throughout the universe. So what if we could all recognize that distinction? Our very first principle in unity is God is absolute, everywhere present. So if it's everywhere present, then it is in the rich person and the poor person. It's in the migrant, it's in the farmer, it's in the politician, it's in all of us. What would it be like if we could live from that awareness? All of us. I know my dog wanted to live from that place of oneness and decided to make this book part of him. It's true. I was getting a little serious there, so I thought I'd kind of lighten it up. But true, my puppy, while I was preparing, all of a sudden I heard something and I'm like, that does not sound like. So anyway, it's still here. Oh boy. Anyway. So I guess the point is that if we are all here and we accept and believe that principle one, that God is good, omnipotent, everywhere present, then we have to extend that a little bit further and live from that. Mitch Tilde of Magdeburg, which is a German mystic from the 1200s, said, "The day of my spiritual awakening was the day I saw and I knew I saw all things in God and God in all things." And there are a lot of biblical foundations in that as well. In Colossians 1:15 and in John 1 through 5. Both of these areas and many other areas in the Bible talk about Christ was present in the beginning, an internal organizing force of energy present in all things, from the beginning to the end. So Paul, he was looking at trying to expand our consciousness and our awareness that Jesus did not just create things that we think of very quickly, like trees and plants and all of that. But it also says that he created thrones, dominions, rulers, and authorities. And it covers everything from our own capacity and our capacity to choose as well. So when you think about it, this is pretty mind-blowing because the Spirit of Christ comes to dwell within all who have the awareness of that divine essence. That means through Christ, we become a part of this cosmic reality. And that's in Romans. So he is pushing us, Paul is pushing us to see Christ not as the individual, but as that presence that is within all of us and all things. Even Jesus calls to us and he says, look at yourself not as flesh and blood, but as spirit. And when we do this, that can alter our own perspective of our own lives and how we see others. The awareness can have a profound meaning if we can live through that. Challenge ourselves. So, in the universal Christ, we see that creation reflects Christ. Every creation bears the imprint of Christ. From the stars to the smallest creatures, everything carries with us divine essence of Christ. Christ in human beings. So that idea extends to all of humanity. It reflects that every person reflects Christ's image, regardless of their faith, their tradition, their culture, their beliefs. They're a Republican, a Democrat. It's interesting, I saw a bumper sticker on the way to church today, and I thought, no, I'm not going to bring that up. But I'm going to. It said, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. No, against all enemies, foreign. It's supposed to say foreign and domestic, but it said foreign and Democrats. So you see that othering, that pushing of it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter what your belief is. And that is challenging. But boy, if we could all see Christ's presence in everyone and everything. So, and so if we did, wouldn't that change our view of nature? Wouldn't it change our view of the world? Because if Christ is in everything and in everyone and in all matter, this earth that supports us, that is flying through the cosmos as our home, when we harm it, we harm ourselves. So it should challenge us, all of us, to care for the environment and engage the world with awe and recognize that the earth is imbued with divine significance. It should inspire our ecological awareness. And so we should all accept a profound responsibility to take care of the earth. But it should also cause us to see others with sacredness. Everything is sacred. How we see other people. So it calls for a radical acceptance of love and empathy and compassion for all that we meet. Looking beyond appearances, beyond prejudice, divisions, and seeing everyone as sacred. And is that challenging? Yes. But it is not ours to judge that. It is our duty to have love and compassion for that. So it should influence how we treat the marginalized, the oppressed, and even those who we disagree. And yes, even those who we do not like. So seeing Christ in all things can break down barriers. It can break down separation between people. And I think that this was probably part of the book that I really had to wrestle with a little bit, and it was about Christ and his suffering, or Jesus' suffering, but then taking it even further and saying that the universal Christ is intimately connected with human suffering. And that the crucifixion of Jesus is an example of divine solidarity with human pain, vulnerability, and brokenness. And so I kind of had problem with that at first, but then when you take it one step further, that whenever Jesus demonstrated his life on earth, it was in a time when there was sacrifice happening of animals. And he came to show that God is not someone that you have to appease with a sacrifice. He says the cross is not about appeasing an angry God, but a symbol of how God joins in the suffering, especially those who are oppressed and marginalized. So whether it is due to poverty or race or gender or other forms of exclusion, Christ is present in the least of these. So what if we saw those who are suffering as Christ? What if we were to see the face of Christ in those other people as he's suffering, and realize that suffering, and when I say suffering, it's not just being, having poverty or in pain. Suffering can be anyone that's in stress or distress, and recognizing that that person still has that divine essence in them, and having compassion and trying to help. Christ is found where love and justice and healing is needed most. So if you think about that, and this isn't new, but the idea that what is happening in the world around us right now, it is bringing that up to show us what needs to be healed. What is being revealed? You cannot heal until you know, until it is revealed. So, anyway, talking about this whole idea of sacrifice, back then there was this idea of scapegoating. And so, and when you think about it, this is kind of a human condition that we must work at trying to heal. So on the Day of Atonement, Aaron was said to lay all the sins of the people on this poor goat. And then the people would beat the poor goat until it fled into the desert. Okay, so this worked well for the community as a temporary unifying force. Okay, but we can see symbolically how it allows the people to export their sins rather than owning it. All right, so that reveals the idea of this unconscious need to transfer guilt by singling out another for negative treatment or ideas. Interestingly, Paul, who was Saul, but then he saw the light. But he was a follower of Jesus who converted to Christianity. He was on the road to Damascus after persecuting many of the very followers in the community of Jesus. And he heard this voice saying, Paul, Paul, why do you persecute me? But he wasn't persecuting Jesus, he was persecuting others. He was persecuting the followers of Jesus. But you see, what you do to others, you're doing to yourself, right? So it's that transformative idea. So when Christ calls that he is the light of the world, he's not just saying, look at him only. He's saying, look at life with all merciful eyes. Stand with the oppressed. work for change, live in a way that reflects the love and compassion of Christ. And we all strive for that. But we also have to be mindful sometimes and catch ourselves and say, okay, am I living my Christ self right now? I'm going to leave you with this last saying, and it's a parable that Jesus said. And he said, there was a man who had 2 sons, and he went to the first and he said, son, go and work today in the vineyard. And he said, I will not. But later he changed his mind, and he went on. Then the father went to the other son and said the same thing, and he answered, I will, sir. But he did not go. So the question to Jesus is, which of the 2 is the better choice? And of course, you would say the first, the person who initially said that they wouldn't do it, but they did it. Okay, so he prefers those who do rather than just say they do. There's plenty of people out there that say they love Jesus, but do they live as Christ? Okay, so that's really the call today. And the call that Francis Assisi talked about is living from that, not just saying that, but living that. Recognize the shadow side. Make a choice to shine your light to transform this need to scapegoat others. One thing that St. Francis said, Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. And then lastly, a quote from Martin Luther King. Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only love can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that. So my friends here, I know that we are here, we recognize the light of Christ within us, and it is ours to always recognize the light of Christ in others and to live from that peace. All right.
That was really amazing, Karen. Thank you. None of us should feel guilty about, it's like, I think, oh, I had this beautiful spider that showed up in my apartment. I mean, big. And I was like, oh, you're so beautiful. You're a wild thing. And I was so afraid that I ran and I got the maintenance man and he kind of... And since then, I feel guilty because it was a living, breathing, beautiful, wild thing. So I apologize. Stop visiting in my dreams. And if anyone knows the meaning of that, like what that means, I don't know. It means something, right?
I wonder what we're going to sing.
I don't even know.
The Love Train.
Yes. Yes, we are.
But where did it go?
In no words, you got to know it by heart.
It's not that hard.
We do have a nice person filming today, and I was kind of hoping that someone could handle my docs for me too,
I was until about 3 minutes ago, and
But I'm good now. I swear I'm good. Are you all good? I love you all. I look at you all week. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Okay, me too. Let's do it. I want to see you grooving.
Don't you know that it's time to get on board and let this train keep riding, riding on through? Hey, people all over the world, join hands on the love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands on the love train, love train. All the brothers in Africa, come on. Tell all the folks in Egypt and Israel too. Yeah. Please don't miss this train at the station, 'cause I feel sorry, so sorry, sorry for you. Hey, people all over the world, join hands, we're on the love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands, get on the love train, love train. That's right, high five, girls. Woo! Good morning. Woo! Hello. Yeah. Hey, hey. People all over the world, join hands on the love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands and on the love train, love train. People all over the world, join hands. We got the love train and unity at Port Richey. People all over the world, join hands. Get on the love train, the love train. People all over the world, join hands. Get on the love train, love train. Woo! Let me hear ya. Woo! All right.
Say toot toot. All right. Well, thank you very much, Karen, for that wonderful message. And, you know, I have to say, this is one place that I always feel appreciated, and I see the light in each and every one of you. And thank you for allowing me to shine my light. Oh, dear. So we just want to say thanks to a number of people who, without them, today just would not have been possible. Thank you all for coming. Thank Gail for everything that she does. Thank you, Chris. Oh, dear. And thank you, Christine, for your music, always with a wonderful message. And we thank our chaplains for reading the daily word and just for being here to support us. We just appreciate you so much. All right, and we have a few announcements. And, you know, this is a time when I look at all these activities, I often wish I didn't work. I wish I had time to be at everything. And on Thursdays, we have our Grounded Meditation and Healing Circle with Sarah, who is also one of our chaplains here. And this is at 10:30 on Thursdays. And just, you know, carve some time out in your day to just come and be with her and everyone else and just be lifted up. Sunday, September 22nd, we have our past minister, Reverend Barbara Williams. And it's always just so great to be in her presence. And her message will be from othering to belonging. So, you know, make some time, be here, and just celebrate with her. And September 29th.